Good morning, everybody. Pleasure to be here. I come here every year and I go back hugely inspired by the kind of people that I get to meet, the kind of work that is being done, and not among the privileged people who are sitting here, but from the far out and deep recesses of India and now across South Asia. The winners that you will finally see, and which I too hope to study at some point, are they are doing things that we can't even imagine. And we keep talking about empowerment and poverty amelioration and so on and so information and so on. But these people are already there on the ground doing amazing things, which leaves me inspired every year after year with the kind of people. Deep gratitude to all of you. Thanks, Osama, for inviting me once again. And I must be doing something right that you know bear with me every year. But today I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about is disruption to empowerment, a future that has already happened. So while we are looking at two phenomena concurrently, one is disruption, where new technologies, new ways of doing business, new processes are coming and changing the landscape of societal intercourse. On the other side, there is a huge amount of empowerment drive that is happening right from the top at the government level down to the NGOs who are probably building bridges with various communities. To give you an example, I focus a lot on politics and political economy, faith. And last night when I was coming from Bombay, at about 6:37, there were these tweets from Manohar Lal Khattar, who is the Chief Minister of Haryana. This is regarding Rampal, the God-man, who, as you all know, has created quite a ruckus in Hisar. I'll just read out these 4 tweets and then illustrate my points. Tweet 1. Serious charges of sedition against Rampal and several followed by Haryana police. Operations to continue till he is arrested from ashram. Tweet 2. Government and police are committed to ensure strict compliance of High Court orders. Priority is to uphold the law without loss of innocent lives. Tweet 3. Concerned over the incident of misbehavior with media personnel during the police operations. The entire incident shall be investigated. Tweet 4. Expressing gratitude to people of Haryana, especially local residents, for extending cooperation and showing patience despite the inconvenience. What I observe is that I don't know if it's a necessity or a choice, a compulsion or an option, but Khattar, as Chief Minister of Haryana, talking to a constituency of 40,000 and counting followers, using Twitter to communicate what he plans to do, how he plans to do it, why they are doing it, tells you something about the way politics is changing, politics is moving with social media. I think, as I'll come in my speech later, this government is also setting standards in social media communication. And I think this Khattar's tweets they display precisely that kind of change in the government. Now, politics and governance not so much. Politics, I think, is the most difficult profession in any country. For such a difficult profession to be on social media and see the importance of reaching out, either to garner votes, which I don't think really matters. I think it's more of a noise-creating constituency. But either to garner votes or to deliver information and share information is gaining traction, a huge traction. Now, if something so complex as politics can do it, if businesses can do it, I think NGOs and not-for-profits have an even greater opportunity to utilize social media. I'll now begin my speech. That's mostly because I'm not an orator, so I feel a little afraid when I meet a whole lot of people like yourself, so I will read out a prepared speech. Please bear with me. Disruption to empowerment, a future that has already happened. I released my second book in early April this year. It's called The Disruptor, Arvind Kejriwal and the Audacious Rise of the Aam Aadmi. This is a political book that examines the changing aspirations of the Aam Aadmi, common man, in 21st century India. It hangs on and coincides with many of us believe to be the defining political moment in this country, with the rise of Arvind Kejriwal as a political actor in India's robust democracy. But more than any other idea, the book explores a phenomena that is reaching out to all of us from all parts of the world, into every smartphone in this room and outside. That is, disruption as a tool of change. I wouldn't want to spoil the suspense and would urge you to buy the book and read it. But on that front, there is another disruption that faces me. Perhaps some of you will actually read the book sometime. Some of you who are based out of Delhi that is going to see the assembly elections shortly. But what I'm certain about is the second point, that very few of you will end up buying the book. Some of you will read excerpts, others will explore torrents and download it. In the everything is free economy that we are in today, it is almost blasphemous to buy anything. And hence authors like myself will continue to hold on to day jobs until the services we provide through our jobs also turn free. This is disruption at our doorsteps. I will now introduce you to two disruptors, one a tool, the other a user. The tool, of course, is social media with its entire circle of constantly and rapidly changing offshoots, blogs, microblogs, video sharing, photo sharing, SMS, and now WhatsApp. The user is Arvind Kejriwal and his Aam Aadmi Party that was able to utilize the power of most of these tools to translate the most difficult task of garnering and then losing votes. Social media was an important tool for his spectacular early success for the Delhi Assembly elections in December 2013. The power of social media created and magnified the phenomena of a new approach to politics, no doubt. In less than 13 months after its formation, the Aam Aadmi Party won 28 out of 70 seats in Delhi and was catapulted to power. The freshness of a 140-character political statement through hyper-aggressive anti-corruption messaging that held the party together reached into the hearts of millions and nudged many citizens to vote for the first time. Social media was partly responsible for the equally stunning failure of Aam Aadmi Party in May 2014. After Arvind Kejriwal threw the governance mandate of Delhi, and with it, the hopes of change for loftier political ambitions, the reverse power of social media exposed the organization's weak underbelly and the exhaustion of voters. The results were disastrous. Aam Aadmi Party had to forfeit its security deposit in 414 of the 432 Lok Sabha constituencies it contested. That's a fall rate of more than 96%, which totaled up to a rather shocking sum of 1 crore rupees. The Aam Aadmi Party lost 1 crore rupees in their deposits in the May 2014 general elections. The point I'd like to stress is that disruption works both ways. As NGOs, there are lessons, huge lessons, to be learned from politics. If you examine Narendra Modi's strategy, almost every BJP leader has an active social media presence, either on Facebook or on Twitter. The earlier dispensations saw social media tools as little more than a formality, a to-do list, a checklist of things to do, one among many. In case you took it seriously, as Shashi Tharoor did, you lost your job. What the NDA government has done is to create activity around each handle. The Press Information Bureau today is the #1 source for official government communication. Handles of leaders from Finance Minister Arun Jaitley to Commerce Minister Nirmala Sitharaman have become hubs of conversations, information, and often offer personalized vignettes into their lives. In September, for instance, when Nirmala Sitharaman was traveling to Australia for a G20 meeting, Air India lost her baggage. When she tweeted her predicament saying, "On board my connecting flight to Cairns, all my formal wear in the lost suitcase. Not sure if I can buy sarees at Cairns. Situation precarious." Several people offered suggestions that you can buy sarees from this place, such and such shop, and do such and such thing. In a moment, Nirmala Sitharaman had become one of us. She had been humanized. I think the use of Twitter, the social media use, humanized Nirmala Sitharaman as one of us, that she too can lose her luggage.